DBMS Important Questions Part 1. Question number 3. Explain the overall structure or architecture of DBMS or explain the different components of database system. If the question is asked like this, first we need to draw the overall system architecture, that is the figure that you see on the screen with all the essential components involved. That is the query processor, storage manager, disk storage system, and different types of users and their links with the remaining part of the database system. And then let's go into the explanation of each of these components. As we know, database management system is a software that allows you to access the data stored in the database and provides an easy and effective method of defining, storing, manipulating, and protecting the information in the database system. That means the protecting the information from the system crashes or the data theft. So how do we protect our information from data theft? It is by providing proper authentication process or differentiating access permission for different users. So to undertake all the functionalities, that is defining, storing, manipulating, protecting and providing access for the information, can be handled by mainly two functional components of the database system. So I'm just dividing the functional components into first one storage manager and the second one is query processor. So let's try to understand what is meant by storage manager and what is meant by query processor and their inbuilt components. The first one, storage manager. The storage manager is nothing but a program that provides interface between the queries that are submitted and the data stored in the database. So I can also say like this, it is nothing but the component of the database system that provides interface. What is that interface? Interface is nothing but the link between the low level data, that means the data that is understandable to the machine. Okay, the low level data stored in the database and also the application program. So what is the use of this application program? So using through this application itself, you are going to give the query. So like how in my previous video I was speaking about checking the account balance. So how do you check your account balance? You go into the application page of the banking website and then click on the account button, account balance button, and the query at the backend will be executed and you will get the data out. That is your overall account balance from the database of yours. So this is how the entire process happens and this is going to be handled by the storage manager. So I can say the storage manager is something that maintains the consistency and integrity of the database by applying the constraints and executes the data control language statement. So I can otherwise call this storage manager as a database control system because it is going to be the wholesome thing that helps in maintaining the consistency and integrity of the database. And it is also responsible for storing, retrieving, and updating the data in the database. In short, storage manager is nothing but the program that creates interface between the low level data stored and also the queries that are submitted to the system. And on other hand, it helps in maintaining the consistency and integrity of the system, and it is responsible for storing, retrieving and updating the data in database. Hope it is clear. So the storage manager is further divided into the components, that are four components. The first one is authorization and integrity manager, transaction manager, file manager and buffer manager. So let's try to understand the functionality of each of the components of the storage manager. First one is authorization manager. So as the name says, it is going to check the authority of the user to access the data. That means simple. It is going to check the authentication process and this authentication is going to see whether you are a valid user or not. so that you can ensure that you look into the data or access the data in a much secured manner. And at the same time, this integrity manager checks the integrity constraints when the database is modified. So let's try to understand the concept of integrity constraints in the coming classes. So as of now, we just impose some constraints or the rules over the data or the type of the data that can be entered. So this integrity manager will be looking into the constraints that you impose at that particular point. And next one is the transaction manager. So transaction manager, like how we see, ensures the database remains in a correct state despite of system failure. So what is that? Usually, the database may have to handle the concurrent access, that means concurrent commands. So, concurrent in the sense the multiple commands that are imposed at a period of time by multiple users. So, what is this transaction manager going to do? This is going to perform the operations in a scheduled way. Scheduled way means on the priority basis, which has to be executed first, followed by what next. Okay, so the scheduled or the prioritizing kind of operations will be handled by the transaction manager. So what is the use of this one? It is actually going to ensure that the database remains in a consistent state both before and after the multiple commands, before and after the multiple commands, or I can say the concurrent access conditions. It remains in a proper state. So who is going to ensure this? The transaction manager. So this is a fellow who is going to manage the multiple commands given by the multiple users. Next one is the file manager. So this file manager, as you're already aware of that in your mobile, so what is it going to do? It manages the file space and data structure used to represent the information in the database, or I can simply say that it is used to allocate space for the data in the form of disk storage. Next one is buffer manager. So this buffer manager is something which is responsible for fetching the data from the disk storage. So it will fetch the data from the disk storage into the main memory, of the system. And this buffer manager is going to be a critical part of the database system because it enables the data to handle large size that is much larger than the size of the main memory. If the data that you're handling is much larger than the size of the main memory, so it would be creating a buffer or a backend to accommodate the data in a exposed manner so that you can handle the operations over the database with ease. So I can simply give a nickname to this buffer manager, that is cache memory. Cache memory means the secondary memory or the backend memory that you have to handle the data which is larger than the main memory. So keep in mind the word cache. So the next functional component of a database system is a query processor. So I'm going to segregate this processor components into three again. One is DDL interpreter, DML compiler, and query evaluation engine. So you might have seen all these components in the architecture that we have seen at the first. So let's try to understand what is DDL interpreter first. So DDL interpreter interprets DDL statements and records the definition in the data dictionary. So interprets in the sense it is going to take each command of data definition language and then convert it into system language. So system language in the sense the low level language, and those statements. So when I speak about one command of DDL, so what has to be done for that particular command? So that definition it stores in the data dictionary. So what is it going to do? It interprets, that means takes each command of DDL statement and defines and records the definition in the data dictionary. And then coming to DML compiler. So this DML compiler is going to translate the DML statements into the query languages. So what is this? So it exactly going to take all the statements, all the DML commands at a time that are mentioned in one single query, and is going to convert it into the low level instruction, that is into the machine language, so that it executes all the commands given, or it executes the complete query and gives you the output. The last one is the query evaluation engine. So it's very simple. It's going to execute the low level instructions. So who is going to give the low level instructions? So it is a DML compiler. So DML compiler converts all the DML statements given in the query and convert it into the machine level language. So in short, DDL interpreter is going to take all the DDL statements and going to record the definition of each DDL statement in the data dictionary. And next, DML compiler. So what is it going to do? It is going to translate the all DML statements given in the query and converts it into which language? That is machine level language, that is low level language, so that the evaluation engine can easily understand. And the query evaluation engine is something that is going to execute the low level instruction given by the DML compiler and make the operations of the query. So now let's have a glance at the diagram. So this is what the query processor that we were speaking about, and this entire portion covers the storage manager part, and the last one is the disk storage. The topmost is nothing but the type of users that you have in database system. So this type of users, that means database users, let's try to analyze in the next coming video. So as of now, you have an analysis over this diagram and the functionality of each of the component of that query processor, storage manager, and their functionality. Hope the concept is clear. Thank you.